Introduction to Analytical Psychology and Psychological Wholeness, a theological reference of Basie Francis' Encyclopedic Discoveries. The real mystery does not behave mysteriously or secretly, it adumbrates itself by variety of images and beliefs that indicates the true nature of the human mind and thinking process. I'm not speaking of a secret personally guarded by someone with a content known to its possessor, rather a mystery behind the reason for secrets and why people tend to hold this close to their hearts. This could be good or bad, whatever it is always beneficial to the holder or keeper of that secret. Such individual could use them for good or for the wickedness of mankind. There are secret groundbreaking psychological concepts that has left inevitable mark on humanity today. Among these are synchronicities, archetypal phenomenon, collective consciousness, psychological complexes, the personalities of extroversion and introversion, etc. My quest for individualization and ultimate freedom for mankind to live more courageously. In my spiritual journey, I refuse to adhere to any religious doctrine or identify as a religious body. Rather, I diverted completely into Christianity to serve the Creator of my soul with ultimate truth and in spirit. This path made me draw very close to Jesus. When we talk about individualization, this is the process of realizing one true self by integrating the conscious and unconscious aspects of the psyche. The complete mastery of one's mind leads to total psychological wholeness. The truth that transcends text-limited mind cannot be seen by means of the limited mind. If you want to reach the still point beyond thinking, then let go of all preferences, all phenomena generated by the mind, and rest in naked awareness. There are two fundamental dimensions to exist in the moment, and they are that which is changing, that which is not changing. Allow me explain why I said so. Thoughts and sensation are constantly changing phenomenon. What is unchanging is the awareness of that field of change. This is where we all need discernment to live right and make healthy choices for ourselves. Most importantly, to see people, places or things beyond illusions and deception. The three stages of analytical psychology are differentiating our conscious self from our reactive self. The first stage, this is pretty much Psychology 101. On the metaphysical path today, and it's all about self-work. In this stage, you'd start to recognize being fully conscious of what you're doing, thinking, and feeling. Which is basically free will, if you ask me. Alternatively, the next phase of this stage is being triggered into a reactive state of mind. Let me dissolve this explanation into a layman's understanding so that we can all connect to one mind. Now, we all have active mindset, and our minds has a reticular activating system that pushes the self-remembering button in our brain. When we self-observe, we begin to reflect, and because I read about ancient mythologies and cultures before civilization of mankind, I've been able to come to a conclusion, realization and awareness that the early beings, our forefathers, understood this over 5,000 years ago. This discovery brought clarity to the modern-day man today, and it's known as basic self-help psychology. When you get into argument with your significant other, you know you can go into your reactive mind state by hitting them, smashing glasses and screaming. Or you can choose to be fully conscious of yourself, hold your emotions and walk away. Like I said, it's all about free will, differentiating our self-generated conscious, and exploring the thinking, feeling, and willing process. The second stage. From impulses coming from external spiritual beings, this is the second stage of growth as a being. In this second stage, every believer must have realized that we are living in a matrix and that the world is being controlled by supernatural forces of light and dark every day. In Christian mythology, God is a spirit, so are his angels too. Every day there's warfare going on between the angelic beings and the demons beings. Every day we're being tested or tempted. It's a constant mechanism of death and rebirth. In other words, discerning in the spirit is important for every one of us, including you and I, to be able to live an abundant life here on earth. Not just living healthy, but fulfilling destiny before we leave earth. Igniting the observer's effect and becoming aware of awareness. The third stage. When you become aware of everything around you from a theological standpoint and from a spiritual standpoint, then you become awareness itself. Remember, the first stage and second stage brings about you becoming aware of your thinking, feeling and willing process, which is the ability to be self-aware of the kind of thoughts you entertain. By paying attention to your thoughts, feelings and observing them, we become a master of thyself. We begin to think before we act and not act impulsively. We no longer become subjected to anger, and we won't be easily triggered. This process is not a day job. You must give your body, mind and spirit time to adapt to the new self. You must be patient with your transformation and awakening, because there's always very important lessons that you must learn, in order to attain success and mastery of thyself, before anything else. This is Spiritual Rebirth and Human Anatomy podcast by Basie Francis.